Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we're getting back into the gas blowback SMGs. This is going to be a nice, I'm really looking forward to building this. Not 100% sure whether I'm going to have it suppressed or not suppressed, but I suppose the one thing I am going to be doing is keeping it short. But let's take a look at this thing first, because this is a new item to me. I haven't, messed or fondled with one of these before. In the box we get, obviously, the gun, we get the magazine, we get a manual, we get a tool, not sure what that tool's for, and we get a speed loader with an adapter, which is nice. The packaging in the box is pretty sufficient, not good, not bad, everything turned up safely. There's a bit of extra bubble wrap in there from WGC, and just a quick nod to them guys, WGC. They are very good. I've been using them for a while now, buying stuff that's hard to find in the UK, or just it's impossible to find in the UK. All the shops abroad, Hong Kong, Taiwan, always seem to have the cool stuff. And if you want it in good time and you don't want it at a highly inflated price, then you need to order it direct from there. So the Mpx, it's very much like a SIG MCX that's been shortened, and it takes a SMG style magazine here. The magazine, I believe this is made from aluminium. It is so incredibly light. Do I have some scales here to measure it for you? Not sure if I do. Let's have a quick check. That is something that I'll definitely get round to, because this thing is incredibly light. Almost comparable to the GHK Glock 17 mags. They're incredibly light as well. You can see like a channel on the front of the mag here, where this is obviously where the rounds feed in, and it's separated from the gas reservoir, much like their MP5 Gen 2 series. Valve at the top. I actually quite like this that VFC does, instead of having it at the bottom. You can charge it like that, fills up with liquid. When it gets to the top, it's full, you're good to go. The Mpx, and I don't know if it's me, but this seems to be another product from VFC where the rail is super loose and the upper is loose. I don't know whether they're all like that. When I picked up this fault with the Maruyama SCW9 or APC9, there were people out there that said mine isn't like that, so you must just have a bad one. So it's a gas blowback SMG. I think these are about 30 rounds, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the real caliber of the Mpx is a 9x19, it's a 9mm. This apparently is very easy to strip apart, so we're going to have a quick look at that first. The grip is polymer, rails metal, uppers metal, and I think the lower is metal as well. It does feel like it, but it's that weird metal that doesn't really look like metal, but it is. So dead easy to take apart, much like an AR. You've got your charging handle at the back, which pulls the bolt back. This is obviously a short travel bolt because you don't have a stock tube on the back. We can punch this pin out here. Let me find something to do that a little bit easier. If it wants to happen, let's give it a tap. This is brand new. All I've done is open the box to look at it. I haven't done anything else. So the rear pin drops the top receiver off, but we can split it with the front pin to take it completely apart. And this is how the handguard actually sits in place, which I'll demonstrate to you in just a moment here. So when we pop the pin out, if I can get it out, there we go, it releases the handguard. So the handguard's got a little detent in the pin, where this obviously slides in and it sits up against the body pin, which holds it in place. I think the flex is because it's too wide and it's rattling in this channel. Now I have ordered a new front end for this, which is a real one from Midwest Industries. I'm pretty certain that they go straight on. So we'll get to see that. I mean, I was going to look at trying to convert the Rattler SD handguard, but it's a very different system. I think it's just going to be better suited for an MCX. Now, stripping the upper and lower here, you can see very much like an M4 GBB. You've got a little buffer here, which I think is to take the sort of loose tension out the receiver. It is called something, but I can't quite remember what it is. I think it's just to buffer the the upper and the lower, just to try and take out a bit of the slack. Now we do have a Picatinny rail on the back here where you can attach all kinds of stocks. There is a stock that I've picked already and it's here. I'm going with something a bit more genuine to the platform rather than putting a nice fancy folder on there. If we pull the charging handle to the rear, we can pull the bolt back. Now you do have a buffer on the back here. This obviously limits the travel of the bolt. You can pull the bolt out here and you'll see how the mechanism works. So instead of having a full M4 style bolt which goes into a buffer tube, this is obviously cut down and it slides on these two bars on the top with some hefty springs. Everything else will probably look a lot familiar to you, and to be honest I think they've done quite a good job of this. It's nicely greased. Charging handle, very much not like a VFC M4 GBB charging handle, so this is going to be specific. I think there are aftermarket parts available on such websites. So looking at the hop unit here, you'll see the rubber looks very similar to the one that was in the Moriyama APC 9. So this looks like it's going to be quite easy to take out and change. You've got a very short, like 4-inch barrel on this. Very nice and tidy. Not sure on the hop system that's in these just yet. We'll have to take it apart further. We'll leave that for another video. This is just a quick field strip just so you can kind of get your grips together with how this thing is put together. We can pop the charging handle back in there. Bolt goes in as well. And then the buffer, which went that way, I believe, like so. Again, like any other AR, I'm not sure if we'll be able to put the handguard in if we don't do this the right way. So let's pop the rear pin out. I think that bar in the receiver is something to do with the full auto system maybe, but not something I've seen before. So we'll slide the handguard back on here. That pin will go into the receiver if it wants to go on. Yeah, very rattly. Pin goes in and we're back together. The trigger on this is actually really nice. So there's no take up whatsoever. The trigger's solid. The brake is right there. Reset, and the reset is right on the brake. This is a very, very good trigger. I do like this. VFC are impressing me with their trigger systems, just not so much with their QC. Rattly. Now the back does have play in the upper and the lower, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to sort something out with that. But let's put a bit of gas in the mag, shall we? So we'll put some gas in the mag, and then we can see what the how the bolt reciprocates, if it's going to be a snappy gun or if it's going to be a sluggish one. So what I did find with the mag is pushing it in, you've got this huge mag well where you can rock the mag front to back, and when you put the mag in you kind of have to push it in and rock the mag forward for it to sit in properly. Like if the mag is slightly tilted backwards, it won't seat correctly. Bolt will lock open because the gun is empty. We've got an ambidextrous bolt release here, ambidextrous mag release. You know, for your lefties out there, you're going to love this. And for those that like, this is very much like the feature that's now in my SLR B15 build. You know, you're firing your gun, you've locked back on empty, you pull the mag out, so you're using your trigger finger, especially me with the righty. Pull the mag out, dump the mag, take a new one, tap that home, and you don't have to come up with your offhand. You can come back to a shooting position and use your trigger finger to drop the bolt. I really do like that feature. So let's see how snappy this thing is. I'm going to hold the bolt down on the opposite side, and here we go. Let's make sure it's in a safe direction for the first round. Yes, it is. That trigger, VFC, you are pushing my buttons with these triggers. They are so good. I'm even going to go as far to say that that trigger might be better than the Apfg 9. So I'm going back there for a charging handle. Yeah, it's got more punch behind it. So this trigger is very good, but it's a lot lighter than the Mpx. This is a much harder pull, much like the GHK Glock 17. So snappy shots, apologies for the audio there. Snappy shots on semi-auto, which predominantly you're probably going to be using gas blowbacks in. Because, you know, when you do full auto, the only gun I've come across that you can fire full auto and every BB tracks the same trajectory so far is the Marui AKM. My MWSs are very good. In the right conditions, they will do it as well. But the AKM will do it cold, hot weather, humid, not humid. Whether you've fully charged the mag or you haven't, it will just dot, 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 and the rounds come out exactly where the one before it, you know, sort of landed. So you obviously have the capability of doing full auto with this thing. So we're going to select the fun switch here. We do have selector markings, which is nice. We just don't have trademarks. And we'll see what it's like on a bit of full auto. And that's not a good start, is it? So I'm not sure why that didn't work, but we don't do the bullshit on this channel. We do no bullshit reviews, and we are experiencing this at the same time. So that was a malfunction. I'm hoping that'll be the only one. Semi-auto, full auto. Perhaps the magazine was just a bit dry. Wow, that is a rate of fire and a half, that is. But maybe it's because I had my hand on the mag. It could have been that. Now, one thing I've always experienced with VFC gas guns, and I've seen this on videos that I've watched other YouTubers put out, VFC guns on full auto always do this up and down with the RPM. So you'll get this and it will slow down and it will speed up. I'm not sure why they do it. Perhaps their gas system just isn't as efficient as others. But I'm gonna call that a win. That is a really feisty rate of fire. I've just magged this up twice. It is ice cold. I don't know if you'll see sort of a slight bit of condensation forming on it. This mag is very, very cold. I'm not just saying that. But, you know, good to go. Very, very cool indeed. Now, how do we adjust the hop on this thing? Now, I'm wondering if it's got something to do with that hole in the front and the Allen key they provide. I'm really not too sure. Shall we try it? Let's get the Allen key out of the box. Again, I am new to this platform. I'm not going to make stuff up to try and come across as I'm, you know, more intelligent than I am. Let's pull this Allen key out and get it out. I wonder if that is for the hop, because it does fit that. It does turn. It does stop. You know what? Let's RTFM. Let's see if I am correct. Unloading, firing, loading. Quick hop adjustment. I was correct. So you can adjust the hop on this thing very easily by, I mean, they've given you an Allen key that isn't really long enough, but it's neither here or there. I suppose it would be tricky to do because you've got to have the handguard off. You've got to slide that in. So that's hop off. So I think the hop was like fully on. But hey, nice little manual there. Brief, but you know, precise. So at least you know how to adjust the hop up. So you could probably do it with the handguard on, but you would need an Allen key that's much longer. I think that's like a 5mm Allen key. I think the widest driver I have is a 4mm. Yeah, it's too short. So I'd probably get like a 5mm driver just to make that nice and easy. I mean, it's not a massive effort to take the handguard off, but anything that slows you down adjusting the hop is gonna, let's say you're in a game and it's not super easy to adjust, it's gonna slow you down. You're gonna have to pull yourself out of the game, find a special tool. You probably could, at a push, you know, do it with your fingers, but nah, I don't think you would, to be honest. So it's got to be mentioned. This short handguard on here has plenty of M-lock slots. I know this review's probably a bit all over the place, but I'm just as excited as what you are. And what I've found is, with the SCW9, with this, and with the Mpx K PDW, there are videos on there. A lot of them are, whether it's in Hong Kong or Taiwan, which they're not in English, so I have no idea what they're saying. The YouTube caption subtitle thing isn't always accurate. So I was looking for more information on these platforms and I just couldn't find it. There are people out there that have looked over it and gone, oh, they're like this and they're like that, but nothing really that I would call in depth. So that's what we're going to do on this channel. This is just the overview video, much like we did with the SCW9, telling you what it is, telling you how it operates, how it works. We're going to obviously chrono this thing, see if it's UK limit safe. If it's not, do we need to, you know, create a fix? I'm guessing with these SMGs, they're going to be very, you know, very safe for any UK field. I'm impressed with it. Snappy, really snappy. To be honest, they are coming out, or a company has done, a CNC steel bolt, which they do in, I think, grey and gold, which, you know, I love gold stuff, especially with like a little bolt like this. I think it'd be really nice. I was a bit unsure about that, but noting how quick this is on some gas, I honestly don't think the steel bolt would be a massive hindrance, to be honest. But what I do like about WGC as well, not that they haven't paid me, I'm just one of their customers. I order cool shit that I think I will like, and I order it and I pay full price. I don't have any discount. There's nothing paid for, no sponsorships, whatever. But credit where credit is due. You go and search for this on their site, which is the Apfg K, whatever, Mpx. Not only do they stock the gun and whatever accessories, mags, and what little aftermarket parts are available for this thing at the moment, they also stock a lot of the spare parts, which is very, very good. Because if you're looking for like a spare nozzle or something like that, if you're in Tokyo Marui world, unless you're buying aftermarket parts, buying spares for Tokyo Marui stuff is very difficult, you know, if you can't find it in stock. So it's nice that they're doing that. You know, part support is very important. This magazine is really cold. So I can't wait to build this thing out. It's going to be a shotgun. I'm thinking, I did see a picture, if I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen now, of what I imagine it to look like with the Midwest Industries thing. I think it was their photo where they've got a Neotech on it. So that's probably going to be the look I go for. With it being short, we could put a suppressor on it, or we could keep this one unsuppressed and suppress one of the others like the K. But this is cool, and I'm thinking definitely with the Mpx, you know, a colour change is going to be needed. Perhaps some nice laser engraving with all this empty space. And I'm thinking like grey, like a stealth grey, CTSFO style grey. Let me know in the comments down below what you think I should do with it. Upper and metal, all metal parts apart from the grip. I might change the grip for the APC 9. I have ordered a new grip, which I think, what did I order it for that? I'm not too sure. I ordered it at the same time that I ordered the rail, but I think I was going to have it for this, which was a K2 Plus. To be honest, it could probably go on either. I think they're real steel AR style grip compatible. We can always order more if need be. This one is nice and slim to the APC 9. This one, I think it's a copy of the SIG. I'm not really a fan of it. It doesn't really fit my hands well, so perhaps we'll put the grip on there to complete the build. With the Apfg Mpx, what do you want to see on this platform? Do you want to see me upgrade the barrel or the hot rubber? Do you want to see how this thing's completely disassembled? Should we take the magazine apart and see how that functions? Chrono tests, range tests, if I can find somewhere to shoot, because at the moment still I'm stuck. I can't find anywhere with good enough range to go and test these things. So that's very difficult, especially in the local range. Let me know what you guys think about this thing. Does it look cool? Is it a gimmick? Should I have bought another M4? Well, that's the question, is it really? I've always been one to avoid VFC gas stuff. Never had a good sort of experience with it. But after the Apfg 9, I was like, that actually works pretty damn well. This will probably work well. And then as I ordered this, I wanted an MP5 as well, so I ordered MP5. Thanks for tuning into this video that's probably a lot longer than what it needs to be. Stay tuned for some more videos on this platform. And from me and Bench, as always, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.